It's a stream, but like I said, I wish I could do this videos like a format of the video. But YouTube is fucked up, you know. I was trying to get monetization back, I'm not getting it. I can't make videos, I can only make streams. And then I'm making streams. I have to deal with a lot of stupid people. I like to make videos better, but like I said, because I can't, I have to do streams. Let me put some light on the issue. So if you're watching this, you click on the title, and now there are less and less people watching me. But I love to be ignored by people. When I was younger, I wasn't, but now I realize that that's a good thing. I realize that if you're ignored by people, you can actually do whatever you want. Because see, if people pay attention to you, you're being judged, people are trying to change your ways. You have to explain your behavior to everyone, you know. And if you're ignored by people, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know? You can actually do whatever you want. I just realized that because I just watched the video and I realized that why I'm being ignored, because I hit all the 5 points. I tend to always talk about myself or things which interest me, not caring about other people. I do that. I tend to overthink a lot. People told me that I'm a very negative person. Thanks, Big Rumble. I agree with you, but you know, I want to move out of Columbus and I'm planning to move next year. That's my plan. But right now, I have to work hard towards it. So, yeah, me and my woman, you know, we're planning to move out of Columbus next year. I'm not gonna be telling you where I'm planning to move yet, but that's the plan next year. That's why right now, I'm driving all over the place, and now I'm actually trying to start saving. I was not able to save because, you know, if you have someone in your life, you know, you have a lot of responsibility. So if they need financial help, you have to help them. I mean, you don't have to, but, you know, I choose to do it because, you know, that's the thing, you know, you have, if you want to be in relationship or, you know, if you want to live certain way, you have to do what you're gonna do. So I know the word have to, it's a bad word because, you know, you really don't have to do anything. But you know, the thing of that is obviously there are consequences. So you want to do whatever you want, just like you want to be constantly talking about yourself, you don't care about other people, you being negative, you like to overthink things. You're gonna be ignored by people. And like I've been saying before, before I was thinking it's a bad thing that you're ignored by people. But now when I realize what kind of individual I am, I only been vindicated that being ignored by people, for me, it's a freaking blessing. My fighting skills, I think they're probably getting worse. Because with my lifestyle, where I drive all day, I don't move that much. I sometimes do push-ups, you know. I know that I can do like 25, maybe 35 push-ups at once. Now I can do 35. I tried that on my fists. But, you know, I'm like my lifestyle, people, I tell you, just horrible. Like I'm getting fatter. Well, neither. I used to do Svaijao, which is like judo, like throwing people. And I used to do Tang Sudo as well. But I got kicked out of Tang Sudo club because of my activity. You know. Because my instructor felt like, And the thing is, I did it on my Mounted Freedom Fighter channel. He just was too sensitive about what I had to say, and he told me to leave the club. But quite honestly, I didn't like Tang Sudo. Hi, Danny P. When I was doing Tang Sudo, and that was years ago, I was doing Tang Sudo from like December of 2009 till like April of 2012, and I got to brown belt with a stripe, which is like 3 belts away from the black belt, because from brown belt with a stripe it goes red, then it goes blue, and then it goes black. So yeah, Grandmaster Chen, I remember him. Yep, he's like 9th degree black belt. But I did it in Tang Sudo for like 2 years, and I got to like brown belt with a stripe. I actually did the red belt test as well, but I failed my red belt test. That would be the second chain, but I got to the third one. Have you ever thought about doing... I don't know what BJJ is, but whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, then I've been doing Svaijao, and in Svaijao I got to the purple belt, which is 1 step away from black belt. And I failed my black belt testing. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Never tried that. But yeah, in Svaijao I got to the purple belt. I failed my black belt testing. And then I was trying to get back, but then coronavirus hit. I was actually trying to get my black belt testing before I was 30. I was trying to get it back in 2016. But then I went to Russia. So all the people who were taking their black belt testing, whom I could have been tested with, they were doing it right in like end of April of 2016, and I decided to go to Russia at that time. And I was trying to do it the next term or whatever. So like late 2016, 2017, hey David J. I was trying to get black belt test, but I failed it. No, that happened actually. It was March 1st, 2018. I was trying to get it and I failed it. And then after that, I've been swapped at FedEx. I stopped going to martial arts because I switched shifts at FedEx at the time. Then I got back after like year and 8 months of not going at all. Because I clearly, after I failed my black belt testing, I stopped going. Not because I failed, it's just because my schedule at FedEx changed in a way that I just couldn't anymore. Plus other things, with Lydia and all of that shit. There's a lot of shit's been going on. I just had to like stop martial arts at that time. And then after that, like I said, after I failed black belt testing with my schedule, I didn't go, and then I didn't go till like fall of 2019. And then from fall of 2019 for like 4 or 5 months, I started going, and I've been going till like end of February, beginning of March of 2020. And you know what happened then? So, and I'm obviously not been going since then because the gym got closed where I've been going. So pretty much my trips to Russia, my job, and then coronavirus, they were the reasons why, I could have gotten my black belt in Svaijao 4 or 5 years ago, and I never did. because of my trip to Russia, because of my job, and because of coronavirus. And right now, nobody even going to martial arts because I even looked a couple weeks ago on the website, and they don't even have classes anymore due to coronavirus. They never resumed. Since they stopped, like about March of 2020, that was it. And I even wanted to go to the tournament 2020. They even was scheduling the tournament. Never went, because the tournament never happened. Instead, I went to drive. Yep, just bringing the memories. Yep. And now I'm not in a good shape because, like I said, all I do is drive. I don't do any physical activity. I don't feel like doing it. I know it's bad because I'm getting weaker. I'm getting fatter. My life is just revolves around sleeping and driving. So I'm definitely getting out of shape, probably. But, I'm thinking really a lot about life. I'm thinking a lot, what's the point of it? What matters? And people, like, there are a lot of stupid people who tell me, ha ha ha, you loser. And now when I'm thinking about it, slave to the system. Oh, we all slave to the system. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but we all slave to the system. You know what XXXTentacion said? All you do is work and sleep. What kind of life is that? Well, believe it or not, I actually feel like for me it's actually a good life. And I was trying to get into what XXXTentacion said, I watched one of the videos a couple years ago with XXXTentacion. He told me that, he said there that, I've been working and everybody just been doing work, everybody doing the same thing. And then I was misbehaving, I went to jail. And the jail was the same thing. He said I didn't see any difference between school, work, and jail. He said that it's the same thing. No, I don't love my work. The reason why I do what I do is not because I love it. It's because my life played out that way. I don't like what I'm doing at all. And by the way, I just got an update about when I need to go to work. I'm about to go to work soon, by the way, people. I don't like what I'm doing at all. It kills my back. It's not good for me physically. I don't like what I'm doing at all. But I just don't have a choice and I'm doing it because of money. And the job pays good money and I don't have a choice because, I'm not working at FedEx, I'm not working in the nursing home. And quite honestly, if I could go back, and if I could go back to FedEx and keep doing what I'm doing, I would be happy. Because over there, guess what? I was ignored by people. And I remember I wanted, sometimes I felt like, oh, I want to have friends, I want to get girls, all of that. But now I'm realizing that I don't need none of that in my life. If you want to get caught up in all of the girls, getting all the pussy and shit, you may miss the woman who could be your wife potentially or could be a good fit for you. If you're gonna get wrapped up with all of these bitches, Because, see, women, they want one man. They don't want... Really? You kidding me, man? I'm sure he's still alive. Woman want one man. I'm sure if you're gonna ask a lot of women, do you want a man who would be like fucking you on Tuesday and then having another woman on Wednesday, another woman on Thursday? They're probably gonna say fuck that shit, right? They all want one and only, right? So, but if you pimp and if you can get all the women you want, then you have to lie, you have to cover up, you have to play games, and at the end of the day, you may end up either with like 3 different kids from 3 different women, or you will end up alone just fucking bitches to like fucking 50, 60-year-old, you know. So, and I know a couple people like that personally. So sometimes it's good to be lame, because if you lame for a lot of women and nobody like you, there's somebody, there's one person who will like you. You may stay long in that relationship, you know, for like 8, 9 years with one woman, maybe life, you know. But then if you're gonna go back to the game and you're gonna become popular, you may lose that woman, and then you will be in the point where, you know, you just have to be like in the same circle. So I mean, me personally, I just don't care about things like that, like being popular anymore. And also, like at FedEx, like I was not popular, but now I realize that it was good, because people don't pay attention to you. You can work how you want, you can do whatever you want. Nobody gives a shit. You can break the rules according to other people, and you're not gonna be judged because people don't see what you're doing. They will pay attention to you. Could be a good thing, you know. But when people do pay attention to you, they're just like, oh, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. And I'm like, fuck you. I am doing this and this right. That's what you think. I think differently, you know. So it can actually, too much attention can get you in trouble, you know. That's why I can understand like why, you know, all of the celebrities, they're actually miserable. They want to do whatever the fuck they want to do, and other people out there get into their business criticizing them for what they're doing. You know? You think that being like popular is great, but when you realize what kind of price you have to pay, you like could be, you know what? I just want to be left alone all by myself and be like very unpopular, so I can do things how I want it, and nobody's gonna tell me nothing, you know? Because if people pay attention to you, people gonna tell you something and you may not like it. If you want to be ignored, just like a bum, a homeless person, people will leave you the fuck alone. I mean, see, I was never into like getting dressed well. My woman she's all about like looking good. Me, I never cared about that. Me, when I was younger, I cared about mostly, yeah, just a costume. See, I'm cared about mostly having power over people, uh, having people in my life, people thinking the same way as I do, you know, getting my way, things like that. See, like, like physical appearance, I never cared about that in my life, but I always cared about getting my way, and I always cared about everybody else thinking the same way as I do. I always cared about, you know, getting pussy whenever I wanted, getting money whenever I wanted. This is what I was caring about when I was younger. This is what I wanted. But when it comes to physical things, I never cared about it, ever, you know. I always cared about money, power, getting things I want when I want it, you know. And because I was not getting it, I was getting angry. I was more like that type of person, you know. Physical, nah, never cared about that. And I don't really want to be ignored, especially when I was younger. I didn't want to be ignored. I wanted the opposite. It's just now I realize that it's better for me to be ignored. Because if I'm ignored, I can do what I want, I can act how I want, and nobody's gonna give a shit. Like at the job, for example. If I'm ignored at the job, people don't pay attention to what I'm doing, I can do things any way I want without me being criticized by other people. See? And that's why I'm saying because being ignored is a plus. Because if you're ignored, you can do things how you want to do it, and nobody's gonna tell you shit. You know? And if you're not ignored, people may say something, you have to explain yourself to people, you know, things like that. And then you may get people mad because they'll be like, why are you doing things like this? This is not the right way. And I'm gonna be like, yes it is, fuck you. This is not according to the rules. This is not an American way. I don't care. Works for me. This is how I want to do it. I don't want nobody to be telling me nothing. Because if you think different, you're a piece of shit. So fuck you. And then if these people are above me, I may lose a job. I may get in trouble. See? And if I'm ignored, I'm not gonna get in trouble. See? Because nobody gives a shit. They may not like what I'm doing, but because they don't really pay attention, I can get away with shit. And I may do things how I want to do it on my terms, based on what kind of person I am, not based on the way the other people want me to do things, see? So it's actually a big plus of being ignored with the kind of person I am. Because explaining my behavior, explaining why I think this way, I'm doing it at my job right now. I fucking hate doing it. I really hate doing it, you know? I don't want nobody to be fucking questioning me. And I don't like to be dealing with people who don't think like I do. You know? That's like a flip side, you know? You know, like, on one hand, like, narcissistic people, they want to be a center of attention. But, you know, for some people, but if you like me, it's better for you to be left alone without people. Because, see, you have to be a mainstream person to be a center of attention. But if you're not mainstream person, you're just gonna be alone. And loneliness is happiness, because for me, as long as I get the money, I don't give a fuck. And if I'm ignored, people don't pay attention to me, I can actually make more money that way. So, you know, I just do the job and I just like think about things, and people may be thinking what's wrong with me, but I don't care because I don't even pay attention to what's going on around me. That's kind of person I am, but then I'm just too focused on the job, so I actually get results. That's why right now I'm thinking, you know what, I'll be better off staying at FedEx and keep doing what I'm doing, instead of going through the bullshit I'm going through. That way I will never get out of shape. I'll just be progressing in my own terms. I'll be better off that way, straight up. I'll be figuring out how to lift, and now I have to get back in shape and, you know. But let me reply to the text real quick. All right. All right, I'm back. I just answered my text. This time start today is actually 15 minutes later than yesterday. But still, you know, like normal time, 10:30, I have to be there. So yeah, now when I'm looking back at my past, I'm like, you know what? Life is indeed all about learning things. See, before when I was younger, I was thinking life is about getting money and sex. Now I realize that, you know what? People change, our bodies change. You know, life like a parabola. You can't just focus on going up. You go up, you reach the peak, you go down. So focusing on money and sex, this is good for what? People in their 20s. But once you get in your 30s, You know, it's like mid-30s like me. I'm 34. I'm gonna be 35 in December. Another 5 months I'll be 35. And my woman is gonna be 40 next year. And I'm looking at it like, you know what? At this freaking age, who cares about, you know, being popular, having sex? It's almost like a middle age, you know? It's almost like a time when you gonna care about have kids, have a family maybe, go somewhere and just like relax and chill and just like cruise, you know, with your life. Because, you know, caring about big and strong, it's important. Now I'm actually kind of on my physical peak. But you know, the thing of that is, it's not that important because strength is gonna go away. So, all of this shit, it don't even fucking matter. Just like nothing matters, you know. I just watched the video of Save the Polar Bear 79. He made the video. He was showing himself years ago when we first started on. When he was like 30 years old, probably like younger than me, or maybe late 20s, like around 30. Him chugging 40s. Then he made the video of Jay Vega 419 when he was in his 40s, not even 50 yet, like old and gray, drinking 40 in the same backyard. You know? And I looked at it, I'm like, reminisce about it, you know, reminisce of old times, like whatever happened like 10, 12 years ago when I first started making drinking videos, 2009, 2011. And then I looked at Save the Polar Bears now. Man laughing, drinking 40, now he has a big beard. He looks like a middle-aged man in his 40s. Laughing. When I look at him, he reminds me of my friend Dan, whom I didn't see for a couple years, who's probably not alive anymore. He even sound a little bit like him. And I actually like fucking Save the Polar Bear 79. I remember years ago he actually sent me the stickers with I think it was Mickey's Malt Liquor years ago in my old place. I actually like the Save the Polar Bear 79. He's actually like, even the sound a little bit like my buddy Dan. He's big, fat and funny, you know. Just like my driving instructor. Big, fat, funny. And he just let me be me. When I was hanging out with him, it was great. I felt at ease. I felt myself. He let me say what I want. He let me act how I want. And that's why now I'm looking back and I'm thinking like, damn, that was a great friend. And here's the funny thing though. Like my boss right now, he shares the same birthday as my driving instructor, you know, who was my good friend. And my job is driving. Isn't that crazy? Look at my hands. One hand is blacker than the other. I know why it happened. I got really good tan on this one. On this one I didn't at all. Look at my freaking hands. One is like black, another one is white. I kind of like it though. You know, I'm obsessed with black people, even though I say all the racist stuff, but you know, It's like Donald Trump, you know. Like Donald Trump, he doesn't like foreigners, and his wife is a foreigner. It's the same way with me. When I'm thinking about how I want the world to be and things to be, my concerns are Jews and blacks. That's pretty much it, you know. There are two people I care about, like always thinking about, Jews and blacks. And the funny thing is, it's a lot of times it's negative stuff, like, you know, I'm thinking about segregation a lot. I'm thinking how whites and blacks, they shouldn't be together. And here I am, being for almost 9 years together with a black woman. And I'm thinking about that black men shouldn't have sex with a white woman. I actually think about things like that a lot. And I'm always thinking about the Jews too. Like how we need, you know. And here's the funny thing too. Like I'm watching the brother Nathaniel, I'm watching Eduard Hodos, and I like these people. And all they talk about is they talk about the Jews all the time. With me, I also thinking and talking about blacks too in a way. And I don't really talk about black people as much or think about them as much, but me it's like, you know. It's crazy how that is. Gonna have some candy. Sea salt caramel, Chardonnay. Got TJ Maxx, it's pretty pricey. This is too, by the way. This is like $10, $7. I barely have money right now, but I like to treat myself. Hey, what's up, Deep Blue? How are you? So, yeah. This freaking candy is there. Kind of a little messed up. Broken a little bit. But they're pretty good though, you know, they're really good. They're really good. They're really good. There's another funny thing too. When I left my parents, I was hanging out with Chad and Charlie. Yeah, they're good ones, I know. I love them too. No. I live in Columbus, Ohio. And I want to move next year. I've been living in America for 15 years now. Columbus, Ohio. Yep. That was good. Tea with some chocolate candies. I would like it better, way better than alcohol. Last time I've been drinking was Tupac's birthday, June 16th. No, I'm lying. Yesterday, I drank a little wine when I was at my woman's, where I used to live before, like a year ago. I was there yesterday or 2 days ago. Then I think that's today. Completely losing the track of time too. I think it was yesterday. I drank a glass of wine, the red wine. With my food, I ate some rice and, you know, African food. some chicken and rice. Maybe jollof rice, I don't know what it is, but it was good. Have some nice spicy African food in here too. And I also have spaghetti with meatballs. Been taken care of, you know. Fireworks on July 4th? Nah. No fireworks for me. I saw some fireworks and I was driving. I never have any holidays. All I do is work and sleep. Like 363 days a year. Because Christmas and Thanksgiving, there's no deliveries. But I'm hoping it's gonna be all over soon. Because quite honestly, you know, I want to do something else. Why did I leave Russia? Well, I found my dad when I was 16 years old, and my dad was living in Columbus, Ohio. And my mom thought it would be better for me to live in America. So I just felt like I have to go for better life, I guess. And it ended up being financially better. Definitely not socially. Definitely not socially. MRE? What do you mean MRE? Malt liquor? If you're talking about malt liquor, I'm gonna suck at that. Because I've not been drinking any alcohol much for a while. Even though I drank a little bit of wine the other day, but you know, I'm drinking so little right now. I just don't feel like it either. Just have no desire to drink. Because I'm not. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be anymore. It's the same. It's different time now, different age. I wish I was younger. I wish I would be more full of life, but I just don't feel like it. That's why I don't feel like drinking anymore. You know? Sometimes I wonder, what am I living for? You know? But looking back at my life, I realized that, you know what? Just like I said in this video, and when I watched that video about why people ignore you, and then I saw the comments where people said the same thing as I was thinking. It's good to be by yourself, it's better to be alone than to be with the wrong crowd. It's good to be ignored, because if you're ignored, you can get away with things, because you can do things how you want it. No judgment, because nobody pay attention to you. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. If you're all by yourself and you have a job, and you can just go anywhere, you can do things any way you want, and there is nobody around to tell you, this is not the way to go, this is not the way to do things. Just do whatever you think is right. And this is how you become the master of your own destiny, the creator of your own life. And this is how you start being a slave. Of course, you depend on other people because you have to do the job, but if nobody pay attention to you, you can do the job any way you want, as long as you get paid, you're good. And then you're getting no judgment. So, for me, it's a recipe for a good life. Because I can live my life on my terms and I still get paid. And I can progress on my terms too. That's the way to live. For me. Other people could be different. But like Jean Paul Sartre said, hell is others. And it doesn't matter what other people, because whatever is good for you can be bad for me. Facebook recommends you as a friend for me. Isn't that weird? I mean, feel free to friend me. But I'm going to tell you one thing though. I never go on Facebook. If I ever go there, I accept you. Like a couple weeks ago, I don't know how, because I had my Facebook disabled for a couple years, only using the Messenger. But then a couple weeks ago, I went on Facebook. And I saw somebody at FedEx saying to me as a friend, how am I doing tonight? Just the same as always. About to go to work here in a few minutes. How are you? So, I added that guy as a friend. And that's it. I have a lot of friends and I don't talk to nobody. I talked to one girl from FedEx. I was asking her what she's doing. I saw one guy whom I used to like. His name is Tony. We used to work together at FedEx. Really good guy. I actually like him. I saw him the other day because he lives nearby me. So we had some kind of conversation. Very good guy. He's back there. Are the FedEx girls hot? Some are good looking. Amazon girls, I don't know, I never really worked at Amazon. I only been in Amazon for 2 days. I got hired in Amazon and I declined the job because people been acting funny. And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're over there, they may not leave me alone. They be saying, don't do things this way, don't do things like this, don't work like this. And I'm like, you know what? I had that feeling that people may do that shit to me. I'm like, fuck this. Telling me how much I need to lift, how I need to do my job. Nah. When I was at FedEx, I didn't have that problem. People make a problem with me, but I was actually working how I wanted. I was doing things how I wanted. For me, from my perspective, it was great. You know? And I'm late to find out people like, look at me, what's wrong with this guy? And I'm like, people are stupid. They pay attention to the wrong things. I pay attention to the right things. Why are you looking at what's wrong with whom? You know what I'm looking at? Okay. I'm on the belt. How can I do this? How can I live this? You know? I don't pay attention to nobody. I'm like completely zoned out with my job, and I do. If I wouldn't pay attention to people at some point when they start paying attention to me, honestly, I would just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll be better off. You know? So I'm like looking back at my life, I'm like, you know what? When I was all by myself doing the job and nobody give a shit, I was actually working hard and getting better at what I was doing. I'm looking back at that, I'm like, damn, that was time of my life. Way better time than it is now. Before I was not happy because of other people, because I've been ignored, because people think that I'm an awkward person. But now I'm looking at it like, no, nothing. What's up with you, Brandon? But now I'm like, looking back, that was a good thing. Nobody pay attention to me, I pay attention to work. Excited about doing the belt, for example, people put me there. They may not like it how I've been doing things, but hey, think about it this way. If you want to figure out how to be big and strong, figure out how to do the job. That's what you need to do, right? You're gonna fail at first, but then you build yourself up. That's it. I was actually so happy, you know, about that. I was just living how I want to live, without other people telling me nothing. I was pretty lonely and I didn't realize why I was lonely. Now I understand why. But now I also understand that loneliness is happiness for me. Less problems. Nobody's judging you. Nobody cares. Nobody pay attention to you. You can do the job any way you want. Build yourself up. There's nobody stopping you from doing the job how you want it. They may not like it. They may not understand it. They may yell at you, but at least, you know, you get your way. And then you're actually forced to get better at what you do like that. See? Man, I remember I watched the videos years ago. One about you drinking a Mickey's malt liquor. A while ago, man. You'll be okay, man. I have depression, anxiety from the military. It's hard sometimes. Well, me, I'm not really a depressive person, but because of who I am, you know, I just have anxiety more like around people because it's hard for me to handle people. I'm like, you know, it's hard to explain, but I'm kind of sensitive person to environment, atmosphere, people, things like that. You know? I'm like, if I like you, I can be the most talkative, extroverted person in the world. And sometimes I can be like the most introverted person. I'm like that. It's just hard for me to handle people sometimes because, like, when I'm around people, it's just like I feel, I just don't feel at ease around people unless I'm drunk. I just don't feel at ease around people at all. And quite honestly, even though sometimes I like to hang out and have fun, but when I'm working and doing things, I like to be hyper-focused and be all by myself. I cannot work with people, I just don't have that ability. I could never fit in. I work the best by myself. It's just easier for me to be all by myself, honestly. Don't have to explain nothing to nobody, It's so much easier psychologically too. I can just think about things, do things. Think about things, do things. I don't have to tell nothing to nobody, don't have to explain nothing to nobody. Nobody asks me stupid questions, which irritates the shit out of me, I just like it like that. What do you think about when you work? I don't know. When I'm zoning out, I'm thinking about a lot of things. Sometimes I think about crazy things. Sometimes I focused on, okay, I'm lifting this. How can I place it? How can I do it? I don't know. Sometimes I'm so focused on work that I'm like, I just don't even pay attention to my surroundings. I mean, I kind of do, like, for my safety, of course I do, but I'm just like, I just don't pay attention to people. Because for me, if I'm focused on things, this is how I achieve results. If I'm not, I'm just like getting all over the place. But that's just kind of person I am, I was just born like that. It's just hard for me to, like, to focus on multiple things at once. It's just difficult for me. I'm just wired like that. Nah, no alcohol, I just drank some tea, but, I'm trying to work at it, but like sometimes, like I remember when I had to work and talk, when I was so focused on my job and I was communicating with somebody, it was kind of getting my attention out of work. It was hard for me to be like talking to somebody for the long periods of times without like disrupting my job, I mean, I can do it. I can master doing that. But like for other people, they can just do it. For me, just like, Emil, yes, they're on top of my fridge. I have corn pops and also I have corn flakes too. And I had another type of cereal, but just finished it this morning. So, but anyway, guys, I actually need to go to work now, I have to go do my route. And speaking of work, the other day I hit the deer. But my car is alright. Talking about fixing people, I'm just gonna make this last point. Something I've been thinking about. What do you mean call out? Great cereal? Yeah. Is the deer okay? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know what happened to the deer. Oh, I know what happened to my car. My car is okay, it's still drivable. But now my front door on the passenger side is not opening. Like I can drive just fine. It's just my door on the passenger side is messed up. There's a hit to the door. and there's a hit close to the front tire. Time to drink. And if I don't want drama. I don't know, I don't feel like drinking alcohol, see? But, yeah. I don't have a beer. I don't have no alcohol in my place. No alcohol at all. I don't feel like drinking right now. Do a shot. No alcohol. Look, one of these days I may have a drink. But quite honestly, I don't feel like drinking, you know, like, I just don't feel like drinking. Like before I did and it was fun, but now it's just, I just don't feel like drinking. The other day I drank some wine and I was like thinking, nah, I don't feel like drinking any alcohol, quite truthfully. Do you like my dad? I want to talk to him. When I used to live with him, I didn't even like living with him. And when I moved out at the age of 22, my life got so much better. Why I don't like my dad? Because he didn't let me live how I want to live, put it this way. And he was telling me nasty things, you know, about, oh, if you're gonna be like that, you're gonna have problems, you're gonna get fired everywhere I go. Scaring me. And at the end of the day, it was not even that bad. I mean, yeah, I had problem with people. People say, oh, you have problem with people, but you know what? Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, whatever other people think it's a problem, for me it's a solution, so fuck people. They didn't understand me, now they probably do if they're watching my videos, but my dad was giving me bad advice. Actually, I lost friendship with Dave, partially because of my dad. And when he was telling me, oh, people's gonna fire you, bullshit, you know. Because people may not, people may let me get my way. And people say, oh, they're gonna get your way because they think you psycho. And I'm like, good. I like you to think that way. As long as I can get what I want, I don't care, you know. Whatever you think that I'm crazy, awkward, fine with me, I don't care. As long as I can get what I want out of you and do things how I want it, I don't give a fuck. You know? I don't think anything wrong with that. If people think that, oh, I'm gonna give him this guy his way because he may kill me, I want you to think like that. That's great. Because then I can get what I want, how I want it. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I think it's fucking good thing. If you ask me, I think it's great. So I can live how I want to live. And that's what I want. And fuck all your rules and fuck all of you. Give me the money, give me what I want. I do the job how I want it. That's it. I don't care. Yeah, kind of like Elliot Rodger. I know, but you know what? I keep telling you motherfuckers, I'm like Elliot Rodger, only I'm like, you know, not as crazy. But yeah, I'm kind of like him. I know. And like I said, I'm okay with that. For me, it's actually a good thing, you know. You have a good night, man. I gotta sleep, brother. Hope you have to do good. Yeah, thank you, you too. But yeah, kind of like Elliot Rodger. Bad, I don't give a fuck. Because I think it's good. Because, I mean, thank you. But my life's been bad because of other people who are not letting me live how I want to live. Drinking ain't for thinking. It's sinking and shrinking in the mind. One time now, SBN resonate. That's right, brother, that's right. Being like Elliot Rodger isn't good. I don't care. I think it is good. Because then people will think that, you know what, let's just give this guy what he wants. Okay, people's not gonna want to be my friends, but you know what? I get my way, can live my life how I want, and for me it's gonna be a good thing. That's the only thing which is good for me. Because what's the other way? You're gonna try what, to make a cat from the dog? Good luck with that. The way I think, the way I do things will never change. So I mean, sure, you may not like the way I do things and the way I think, but you know, it's just what it is. The way we build is just, you know, that's why, you know, people don't get along all the time, because we're different. Sometimes it's nice to relax, and if alcohol helps you do that, then so be it. You know, Marshall Jim Duncan, when I was younger, it was the case. But not anymore. Now I just don't feel like drinking. But yes, when in my younger days, when I was anxious, angry with people and things, yeah, alcohol was definitely like help for me. And then I remember I used to love to be making videos when I was buzzed. You know, I was getting a good buzz and I was going home and editing my videos. I used to love it. It used to be my hobby. Now I have a different computer, I have a better technology, but because of all this copyright things and all, you know, privacy and all the bullshit, I can't even do what I was be able to do with my older computer, you know, 10 years ago. So that's why I'm saying technology really sucks. Anyway, guys, I need to go. I think it's time for me to go to work. Thanks for watching this. Now you all know what kind of person I am, so give me what I want and that's it. And you don't have to worry about nothing, you know. Because you think that, you see, things are not what you think they are. Just like I was thinking that being around people is a good thing. I want to be popular. I want to be with people. And now I realize that being all by myself for me is good. The same thing with that. You think that because you don't like the way I do things, changing me is gonna make people, give people less problems with me, but guess what? It's only gonna create more problems. Thank you, SBN. And that's the point. See, things are not the way they appear to be. And sometimes things are the opposite of what you think they're gonna be. You think you're gonna do good, you're doing only worse. You think that being with people is good, guess what? For some people, it's actually worse to be with people. Because, okay, you be with people, being with the wrong people can get you in trouble. You may get make fun of, and then people like me, I'm just gonna go crazy, and then it's gonna be dangerous for me, you know. Or it's gonna be a bad situation. Because see, being with people, it's, if you're with the right people, it's good, but otherwise it could be a disaster. See? Otherwise, it's better to be alone. Just like people think, oh, this guy is not doing things like us. We have problem with him, let's change him. But when they realize that if they're gonna try to change this guy is actually may become like Elliot Rodger, think twice. And I'll see you later, guys. Peace out.